what's going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it. We have just moved into Gemini season. Things are starting to balance out. Things are starting to even out, which is definitely welcomed. We're definitely in this time where things are starting to, like I said, balance. The emotions, the aggression, the tension, the frustration, all of that we're seeing even out. Sorry, I don't know why I said that like 20 times and in a weird way, but it's true. Maybe there needs to be an emphasis on it. We're having more momentum as well. That block tension that we were seeing with the Mars energy lately is starting to lift. Things are starting to become a little bit more harmonious, positively aspected. Yes, Pluto just went into retrograde at the beginning of the month, but it's giving us the opportunity to go back to the drawing board. Go back to the drawing board around the things that we see need some tweaking, some adjustments, etc. And this is a lot of the stuff that is popping up, kind of whether it's showing a different side of themselves or things that have come out of the blue that we never expected to happen, etc. It's definitely Spirit calling us to pay attention, to not turn a blind eye, to definitely recognize what is going on and make those adjustments accordingly. Thankfully, we're coming up on a new moon in Gemini over the next couple days. And new moons are great about setting intention, and especially from that space of doing things a little bit differently, a little bit more unique and unexpected. That's why I like to start off these readings with an energy cleansing. Just set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out some of the blocks, obstacles, limitations that we might be coming into. It's a really great time to set your own intention for the reading as well, especially if you've come in with something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like Spirit to deliver messages to around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. It's a great way to personalize these collective readings. And I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing and wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, or if you are just looking for more of a rebalancing of self, mind, body, soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we're feeling aligned in self, when we're honoring ourselves, knowing who we are and what we want, it definitely makes manifesting happiness, abundance, fulfillment that much easier. It's the way nature intended. When we know ourselves, then that's where we're living, within that value of happiness and fulfillment. So I would love to help support in whatever that looks like for you, Pisces. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, with that, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so that we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love. Mama Love. Amen. All right, Pisces, I feel like you've worked really, really, really hard to clear something out. Like you're starting to feel like whatever this is done and over with, like it's behind you, it's in the past. And you definitely feel like this new level of empowerment, like as if you were, put out to like learn this lesson, to gain this wisdom, this knowledge from this experience. And you feel like you succeeded. Yeah, 100%. You feel like you succeeded. You definitely look like you have worked out a really difficult problem. Something that I'm feeling put you in a very difficult spot. And, you know, in the beginning of it, 100%, I'm hearing that it just like wasn't easy at all. Like, I feel like it really provoked you. It poked the bear, so to speak, with the Shadow Diver card. That's really talking about experiences that force us to go to those darker places of life, those places that like we really don't want to go, you know, that force us to kind of look at whether it's the way we're showing up, what we think, what we feel, what we believe about ourselves, etc. It forces us to look at those places so we can transform them. And it looks like in this way that you've actually began or have birthed something that's really beautiful, that's actually really powerful from this. This feels like something that's unique, something that's uniquely your own, something that's going to continue to build and grow and continue to gain in its power, in its success. Because the way that you're handling it, the way that you're manifesting, this is coming from that space of nothingness, right? Like when we feel like we don't have anything or we feel like everything is stripped away from us, we have no support, people leave us high and dry, etc. That's where it really like forces us to work with what we've got, right? Work with the tools that we have. And it's pretty amazing how what comes out of that. You know, I'm a huge believer in endless potential. And I feel like that's kind of the path that you're on, that you've overcome. I think you're still a little bit in your head about everything. You're still very calculated. There's this part of yourself that you're not really letting be free. And I feel like this is more that creative side of yourself, the more unique part of you. Like you're very focused on succeeding, so you don't want to waver too far or one way or the other. But it does also look like, not that it's working out to your detriment, but it does kind of look like you might be a little bit hard on yourself right now. I think some of this is just residual repercussions from what you've come from, because you know the work that it's taken to get here. And also you're still seeing the work that is in front of you. But again, I think silver lining, what I'm going to continue to emphasize is you're already like a step ahead of the game, so to speak. Like you have wisdom and knowledge at your disposal that's really going to help you push forward in a way that didn't take you as long to get here, if that makes sense, right? Like what brought you here, it required a lot of learning lessons, a lot of like untying of toxic, janky knots, that needed to be woven in your web, right? Bringing in a little more fluidity and harmony. And I think it's hard to really touch on that right now because it does kind of look like there are some things that are messy that are still happening. You could be involved with the legal system, especially if you had contracts that went unmet or legalities with people that, that it looks like did not follow through on their end, etc. Or this is just like someone sucking your time and energy, even if it's not like a court or legal battle. It just looks like it's very hard to kind of see things from a bird's eye perspective at this point, because you're still feeling awkward. You're still feeling uncomfortable. You also are feeling uncomfortable with your own success because some people think that you don't deserve it, right? Some people think that it's not due to you or that it's not owed to you or they helped make that happen for you, when that's not really the truth at all. If anything, this has definitely been, and I'll just emphasize this for you, it has been your blood, sweat, and tears. But, I don't know. It looks like you're getting some communications coming in this week. And I think this is some hard conversations. This is someone who does look to be a little bit selfish, or let's look. Who is this person to you? Okay. This is someone who's trying to like manage everything. I don't know if they're trying to manage you in a situation with someone else, someone you're close with, someone who's trying to keep the peace is what it looks like, especially if this is family or people that you're close with, like even coworkers, people you have to see on a daily basis, people you're involved in business with. Because again, it looks like you had to kind of completely shift like how you were approaching things and really trust your instincts. Right now, Neptune is in Aries, which is a confirmation of that. We can't be as reliant on like what other people are saying. We really have to listen to what we want. And honestly, that in and of itself, Pisces, is what is getting you ahead. We have 9 of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, Chariot, 6 of Wands. So this is talking about how you are doing everything in your power to push the needle forward. And again, this is because you didn't want to stay in this spot. Maybe people don't understand. Maybe people think you're a little weird or awkward, or you should have done it this way instead of that, etc. And you hear it, but at the same time, it's kind of like, I feel like you are putting on your earmuffs, you know, you don't necessarily want to hear all the naysayers. And it also looks like someone or something is protecting that, right? Like is protecting someone who has kind of poo-pooed on you or who did leave you in a lurch is what I'm seeing. And you're done and over it. You know, I mean, I feel like you're not as attached to whomever, whatever this is. It feels like this is a reoccurring theme, a reoccurring story where someone stands up for someone else. And, you know, you're just at this place where, okay, you're just saying okay, and you're doing your own thing. But again, like I was saying, that's actually getting you further ahead than maybe what even you're realizing at this point. I want to clarify this, Arbiter. Let's look at what this is for you, where these blocks are coming up for Pisces this week. Okay, yeah, being busy. I mean, you've made some sacrifices, and maybe even by saying no to someone, you've had to make even more sacrifices because it was about protecting your sanity. It was, you know, again, it does look like someone either left you in a lurch or put you in a position that made it really hard for you. And it looks like you've survived. It looks like you've come out on top, and you're embracing that and continuing to evolve that. Be strong, be fearless, be beautiful, and believe that anything is possible when you have the right people there to support you 100%. And that's really what this is about. And honestly, I feel like Pisces, you've tapped into that understanding that much more this week. Understanding who and what the proverbial right people are to support you. Yeah, like the people who are talking shit, saying one thing to our face, another thing behind our back, etc. Those really aren't supportive people. It's, yeah, people can challenge, critique, etc. That can help for sure. But this definitely feels like you've had to prove your point through your actions, right? Something didn't want to listen. They also wanted you to coddle them. Now that you're not, they're a little hurt about it, right? It's amazing what we can do if we simply refuse to give up. And that's your reading, case in point, Pisces. You refuse to give up. And I think not giving up has really exposed the truth, exposed the reality around certain situations. Again, like I think some of the hardship is Jupiter is really tensely aspected. It's been for a minute. And so we're not necessarily seeing progress in all the ways we thought it was going to come about, but it's happening in other ways. And I feel like that's what Spirit's acknowledging to you through this reading is, yeah, maybe you had to go through a lot to get here, a lot of scary shit, but I love this. Fear is boring, right? Like, okay, like we all fear things. We all have hesitancies, fears, anxieties, etc. But it is amazing what we can accomplish when, again, we simply refuse to give up. And that's exactly what you are experiencing this week, Pisces, the beauty of the fruits of your labor. And again, you're continuing to channel this powerful energy into something that is has longevity, that has abundance, that has prosperity attached to it, because you're refusing to give up. Don't let anybody get in the way of that. It looks like you have some people over here this week who are trying to kind of manipulate the situation, or maybe, whatever, kind of put down your efforts, and you just got to let it roll off your back. And you look like you're doing that. You're happy with where you're at. You're happy with how things have evolved. And even if not everyone understands it, well, that's on them, right? All right, Pisces, thank you so much for your time, energy always. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you found messages that resonated for you here. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear, or just say, hey, share in a little love, little TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support that you bring to the channel. No, I'm sending it back your way.